says to love one another. Ooh, I spy Jesus. He says to love one another. Look, look, what can you see when you look in the Bible and believe? Look, look, what can you see when you look in the Bible and believe? Come on. Hey, hey. Yeah. I spy Jesus. He is real and he loves me. Ooh, I spy Jesus. He is real and he loves me. Look, look, what can you see when you look in the Bible and believe? Look, look, what can you see when you look in the Bible and believe? When you look in the Bible and believe. When you look in the Bible and believe.
Know what time it is?
Time to hear a story full of wonder. There's so much fun we'll have learning together. So let's go down to the clubhouse with Ollie and his friends. Let's go down to the clubhouse where wonder never ends at the Wonder Clubhouse. Meet with you at the Wonder Clubhouse. Meet with you. Purple? I like purple. Oh, hey friends, welcome to the clubhouse. It's me, Poppy, and my friend Manny left us a fun I Spy game to play. We're supposed to find things in the clubhouse that matches the color of the card. Purple. There are this many purple things in the clubhouse. 1, 2, 3. Manny says there are 3 purple things in the clubhouse. Let's look low first. I spy with my little eye something purple. The purple ball. That's one. Let's search up high for another purple thing. I spy with my little eye something else purple. Our periscope is purple. Yay, we found 2 purple things. But we need 3 purple things. I still don't see anything purple. Oh, maybe I need a different view. I still don't spy anything else purple.
Ho, ho.
It's Ollie.
Hello, Poppy. Ho, ho. Trying the upside down view, are you?
Hey, Ollie. Manny says there are 3 purple things in the clubhouse. I'm sure he's telling the truth, but I just can't find the last purple thing.
What Manny is saying is true. I know someone else who told the truth too. So let's hear the story. Just follow me through. Ho, ho.
Follow me through, follow me through, who? Ollie's got a Bible story for me and you.
I spy a mailbox. Oh, hi friends. I'm Justin the mailman, and I'm ready for a game of I Spy. Can you show me your I Spy eyes like this? Looking good. I think we're ready. I've got the story mail. Our true story is about a man named Paul. Paul believed in Jesus. He wrote letters telling people that Jesus is alive. Some of those letters are right here in the Bible. Paul also traveled to cities to tell people Jesus is alive. One of those cities was called Rome. Rome was a big, beautiful city, and lots of people lived there. Do you see a big, beautiful city with lots of people? Look with me. I spy with my little eye a big, beautiful city with lots of people. The people in Rome were very smart, and they liked to talk about important things. So while Paul was in Rome, he talked with the people about Jesus. Paul knew that nothing is more important than Jesus. Lots and lots of people came to hear what Paul had to say about Jesus. He would start talking about Jesus when the sun came up early in the morning. Do you see the sun coming up? Help me look for it. I spy with my little eye the morning sun. And Paul would keep talking about Jesus until the sun went down and the moon came up late at night. Do you see the moon? Help me look for it. I spy with my little eye the moon. Paul told the people that Jesus is telling the truth. Jesus is telling the truth when he says he's God's son. Jesus is telling the truth when he says if you believe in him, you will be his friend forever. Jesus is telling the truth when he says he loves us and will never leave us. Everything Jesus says is the truth, so we can believe him. Do you see someone who tells the truth? I spy with my little eye Jesus. Many of the people who heard what Paul said about Jesus believed in Jesus and decided to follow him. And because Jesus tells the truth, we can believe in him too. Oh, hey there, Ollie. Tell me, who can believe in Jesus?
I can believe in Jesus. Yes, it's true. Now let's hear it from you. Tell me, who can believe in Jesus?
I can believe in Jesus. That's the truth, friends. You better believe it. I'll see you next time.
So there's your story, and it's all true. Jesus tells the truth, and that we can believe Jesus too.
Thanks, Ollie.
Goodbye to you. Hoo, hoo.
Wow, everything Jesus says is true, and we can believe it. I think I got the story. Did you get it? If you did, say got it. Get it? Got it! Good! I believe Manny's telling the truth, so I'm gonna keep looking for the third purple thing. Can you help me? Oh, the C in our clubhouse sign is purple. We found all three. Well, see you next time. Bye.
These are written so that you may believe that Jesus is the Christ, the Son of God. John 20:31. These are written so that you may believe that Jesus is the Christ, the Son of God. John 20:31.
You got this! You got this! You got this! You have got this! Yay! Yeah! Now we're focused.
Hey everyone, it's Erica. You might be wondering what I'm doing talking to myself in the mirror.
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
Well, I decided I needed a little encouragement because it's been sort of a hard week. You see, a few days ago, my aunt was stuck at home with a broken leg. So I took some soup to her house, but then her dog peed on my shoe. And then I slipped and spilled the soup all over the place. And then the next day, I was walking home from the library, and a car drove through a puddle next to me and splashed water all over me and all over my library book. Are you kidding me? Then, yesterday, I tripped over a sleeping cat, and I fell into a prickly rose bush. Ow. So, it's been one of those weeks. And I'm trying to encourage myself to have a better day. But it's going to take faith. Faith is trusting in what you can't see because of what you can see. So, even though I still have a few scratches from yesterday's catastrophe, I have faith that today will be better. See? It's better already! Today's story is all about some people who are having a bad week. Actually, several weeks. And okay, maybe they had bigger problems than spilled soup, a wet library book, and a thorny rose bush. But my week was still pretty bad. I'll see you when the storm passes. That'll make sense after the story.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story, inspired by the book of Acts, chapters 27 and 28.
Paul faced many difficult days because he taught so boldly about Jesus. He was beaten, made fun of, thrown into jail, and run out of town. At last, in Jerusalem, Paul was arrested by Roman soldiers after a mob tried to kill him.
He speaks against our law!
Get rid of that guy!
Paul paced in his prison cell. The Lord stood next to him.
Be brave. You have told people about me in Jerusalem. You must do the same in Rome.
Because a group of Jews were plotting to kill him, Paul was taken to the governor in Caesarea. From there, he was ordered to Rome to stand trial before Caesar. Then, he was handed off to a Roman commander for the sea journey.
I am Julius of the Imperial Guard. I am very imperious, but also a reasonable human being.
Glad to hear it. Julius allowed Paul to visit with friends as they stopped at the port city of Sidon. From there, they sailed around Cyprus, transferred to a ship from Egypt, carrying grain to Italy. The ship fought against the wind for many days until they arrived in a town on the island of Crete called Fair Havens. It was already well into October, a risky time for sea travel.
Men, I can see that our trip is going to be dangerous. The ship will be lost, and our own lives will be in danger.
A reasonable concern.
The pilot and ship's owner wanted to reach a better harbor for the winter.
Pish posh. We can make it to Phoenix.
Well...
Feel that? Gentle southerly breeze. Perfection.
We leave at once.
Anchors away! But very soon, the gentle breeze transformed. Within a short time, the wind beat against the ship with the strength of a hurricane. The pilot gave up fighting the gale.
Hoist the lifeboat! Secure ropes around the bow! Jettison the cargo!
In the midst of the chaos, the Lord sent an angel to Paul. The next morning, Paul withstood the storm to encourage the crew and passengers. 276 people.
First, not to say I told you so, but I told you so. Second, not a problem. Last night an angel from God told me, do not be afraid, Paul. You must go on trial in front of Caesar. God has shown his grace by sparing the lives of all those sailing with you. But we must run the ship onto an island.
On the 14th night of the storm, the sailors realized they were nearing land. The water's only 90 feet deep here!
Drop the anchor!
The crew was so afraid of crashing against the rocks that they lowered the lifeboats, planning to escape and leave the passengers.
Julius, these men must stay with the ship. If they don't, you can't be saved.
A reasonable request. Cut the ropes!
The soldiers cut the ropes so the crew could not escape. Just before dawn, Paul gathered everyone on board, shouting above the wind.
Not a problem. None of you will lose a single hair from your head. Now, I'm asking you to eat so you can live.
Paul took bread and thanked God. He then broke the bread and ate it. Everyone was filled with hope while they had some food to eat as the gray morning dawned.
There's the beach! Lift the anchors and we'll run her aground!
But as the pilot steered desperately for shore, the ship hit a sandbar and began to break into pieces. The soldiers were planning to kill Paul and the other prisoners to keep them from swimming to freedom.
Stop! Don't hurt them! Paul must live! Everyone overboard! Swim to land or grab a piece of the wreckage!
Miraculously, everyone made it to shore, just as God had promised.
Welcome to Malta.
The people of Malta were unusually kind as they built a fire to welcome this large group of wet and stranded visitors.
I'll fetch some more firewood.
Paul tossed sticks into the fire. Then, a deadly snake slithered out and sunk his teeth into Paul's hand.
This man must be a murderer. The gods won't let him live.
Not a problem. Totally fine.
Paul simply shook the snake into the fire. When the people saw he was unharmed, they decided he was a god. Publius, a chief official, welcomed Paul and the others into his home.
Take whatever you need.
Paul discovered that Publius, his father, was very sick, so he prayed.
Jesus, please, heal this man.
Publius, his father, was made well. All the sick people on the island flocked to see Paul, and they too were healed. Paul had so much respect on Malta that when it was time to leave, the people of Malta gave him all the supplies they needed.
Bon voyage!
At long last, Paul neared Rome. The believers had heard he was on his way and traveled to meet him.
Welcome to Rome!
I thank God for you all.
In Rome, Paul was allowed to live in his own home, under guard. For 2 years, he welcomed anyone who came to see him. He told Jews and Gentiles alike the good news of Jesus, just as God promised he would.
So, a shipwreck is probably worse than tripping on a cat, but a bad week is a bad week. And the important thing to realize is that we all have problems, and we all get to choose how we react to those problems. Paul chose to trust that God was with him no matter what he was going through. You see, Paul understood that God had a bigger plan. Ever since Paul came to know Jesus as God's son, he had devoted his life to telling others about Jesus. And Paul knew that no matter what problems he faced, they were worth it if it helped him spread the good news of Jesus to the world. So Paul didn't necessarily focus on the storm, the shipwreck, and the snake bite like they were problems. Instead, he trusted that God was leading him somewhere. He trusted that God had a plan. And Paul's not the only person who can change focus like that. We can too! When we hope and trust in Jesus, it can change how we look at our problems. That's the one thing to remember today. Knowing Jesus changes the way you see your problems. When you're having one of those weeks, or months, or years, or whenever we have a problem, sometimes the bad stuff is all we can focus on. But when you know that God has a plan and that Jesus is always with you, it can help take the focus off yourself and put your focus on Him. Whenever you're facing tough situations, remembering that God is with you can make it less hard or scary. So don't forget, God has got this. See you next time. Bye.
Sometimes the road ahead can be so rough. You are the reason why I don't give up. 'Cause even when it's hard no matter